Well, good afternoon, and thank you guys for coming. My name is Frankye, as previously mentioned, and I'd like to start off with a story. So in 2016, in the month of August, I moved to Arkansas for the very first time. On top of that, and all the changes that were happening, my aunt was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, a lot of you guys will say, well, everything's going to be fine. The statistics say that she can survive and she can beat this challenge. But in November of that same year, she passed away due to surgical issues and just unforeseen things. Now, I know that each and every one of you has sisters, mothers, aunts, even grandmothers, church members, and even neighbors, and that can possibly go through breast cancer dilemma or illness. So I wanted to make sure, and I wanted to understand why my aunt was so positive, self-loving, and life-loving if she knew she was going to die. And one of the things that I read in the article of Nazian, Silk, and Robinson was that there are 5 different steps that we can use to support these women. And I believe not only support these women, but support anybody with illnesses and other issues. So today I would like to talk about these 5 different ways of supporting. These different ways of supporting are emotional support, network support. We also have esteem support, tangible aid, and informational support. So let's quickly dive into these. The first one is emotional support. This type of support is known as the being able to communicate verbally and non-verbally with these women and demonstrating that you love and care about them, showing comfort, and in every way, shape, or form, kind of hugging them with these cues. Once we have developed this emotional support, though, we want to dive into what they called the network support. Now, there are 2 different types. The first type of support, of network support, is the community showing them that they are loved and cared for, of course, but showing them that they're not alone. Now, besides from being alone, they also show that they struggle as if this was the only case that they've seen. So the second community we want to demonstrate to them is the community of other breast cancer survivors or people that have gone through this or will potentially are going through this as well. So now we've done the emotional, we've also gained some network background, and then we dive into the esteem support. This one's a bit trickier though. I will say my aunt did suffer with this. Society has demonstrated to us through media that women having breasts are beautiful. So the bigger the better, right? So when they see this and they have to go through this procedure of losing one or even both of their breasts, they automatically have self-hate and they automatically feel like they are not loved. Now, one of the things that we can do is esteem support, which is showing them that the inner beauty is the true beauty, and that is what we need to, I think that's the one we need to pour out to them the most, of course. But now that we've done the emotional, we've showed them networks and also emphasized on the beauty of within, we also need to focus on the tangible aid. And there are 2 different kinds. There's the physical aspect of being present with them through meetings, through the procedure, through chemotherapy, until the end. And there's also the financial aid support. So there are different kinds, and there's definitely benefits from both, but there are healthcare providers that do help with support, such as scholarship or different kinds of aids that they can help them with if they don't have the resources to go through this. Lastly, once we have helped with that aspect, we also want to help with the informational support. Now, there are the healthcare providers, such as the surgeons and the nurses and people at the front desk, will help these young ladies, such as my aunt, with knowing what stage they're in, knowing what it is, what causes it, as well as even just helping them knowing what's going to be the outcome and how we're going to reach it. But there are sometimes those questions inside her heart that she does not know of, that she cannot provide for the surgeon, or that she does not want to ask the surgeon. So being there for them in that aspect and helping them find the answers through other routes would also be beneficial for these women. So, like I mentioned previously, there are 5 different ways of helping these women know that they are loved and cared for in every aspect, shape, or form. There is a way to be very interpersonal with them, and I believe that using the emotional, the network support, the esteem support, as well as the tangible aid and the informational support will help these women become the very genuine and loving women, just like my aunt was.